wanted to be in, always been with nature, going to forests, going, exploring, trekking. I realized after coming to meditation, some of the benefits that I saw very early. It is because of this. Humans are naturally meant to eat plant-based food. They're not meant to eat meat. There's several benefits of being a plant-based diet. Our teeth, unlike carnivores, are not meant to tear and eat meat. Meant to grind a lot of food. Health is the biggest benefit of being on a plant-based diet. Research has shown cancer in vegetarians is 60% less. Obesity and blood pressure, high blood pressure, it is 3 times less people who follow vegetarian diet. We feel that oneness. So when we understand that consciousness is there everywhere, and eating animals by killing them, we naturally move away from them. When I first heard from Dr. Ramani, our mentor, about how their animals are treated, he talked about how a lot of adrenaline when animals are killed for meat in the farms. How much of stress hormones get into the meat, and it actually gets into our body when we eat. It really harms. We've heard many stories of how, as meditators, people naturally give up meats. It is now recognized that of environmental changes. Just to produce a pound of meat versus a pound of vegetables or fruits, almost 100 times in some cases of water is needed to produce 1 pound of meat. So much of water. When we have so much of drought everywhere, water shortage. A lot of deforestation, because just to provide for grazing of animals, for grazing for animals, feeding animals to be killed. 16% of the world forest cover is gone. %70 of the food that is grown is to feed animals which are eventually killed. Coming today, one of the recognized reason is the livestock sector which is caters to the meat industry, because 65% of nitrous oxide, which is one of the harmful or causes of the global warming, are caused because of the meat eating industry. So friends, vegetarianism, plant-based diet, you feel fresh when at least I know, I mean, I've not had the other experience, but I've heard people say, as they practice meditation, they feel a lot more fresh when they eat, when they are in the plant-based diet. So we can experiment, we can continue plant-based diet and see for ourselves. Lawrence, one of our co-founders, he said, as she got into meditation, she grew up eating meat all her life. Her environment was that. She lived in France. So, but the moment she got into meditation, she naturally felt that she has to give up meat. Because as we feel that oneness through meditation, we do not want to harm. Non-interference, not non-killing, is one of the reasons why we go deeper into meditation. So friends, we should all experiment with the plant-based diet and see for ourselves. So let's get into this meditation. We have Lawrence sharing her experience. She lives in France, but she's still sharing some of her experiences, how she got into meditation and how meditation has helped her through her business and many other things today. So we'll get into the meditation. come back and listen to her. All right. So the practice that we follow, for those of you who are new, is called Ana-Pana-Sati, breath mindfulness meditation, where comfort is the key. We sit comfortably, close our eyes, sit on the chair or on the floor, cross-legged, and cross our hands, fingers into fingers, and then close our eyes and observe the breath. So relax, friends. Before that, we do what is called as heart elevation, where we think of elevated thoughts, events or experiences from our past or from what we want in the future, of elevated love, compassion, gratitude, these emotions, so that we build the heart coherence, something that we learned in the first week. So relax, friends.
Dear friends, keep your hands on your chest area. With your eyes closed, rest your attention on your breath and on your sacred heart. Take a slow, long, relaxing breath. Can you feel your beautiful heart with that breath energy? Breathe more. And feel your sacred heart, which is the seat of all emotions. Which is binding, which is expanding all life with its love energy, with its gratitude energy. Can you feel the love and gratitude inside your beautiful heart? Relive a moment from your life of love, of gratitude. Can you feel more of that love energy? Of that gratitude energy? And allow to expand your our heart center. We're all connected. Deep inside, we are specks of energy, connected with each other. Yet we are here for our own experience of life. Our experiences are multiplied more and more as we become one with everything and everybody more and more. That is the nature of the reality. Love, gratitude, compassion, appreciation, adventure are all the way to become one with everybody again. Feel the love energy inside the beautiful heart and radiate that energy onto every corner of this planet Earth. Where your attention goes, there the energy flows. Your Let's go into breath mindfulness meditation with your fingers into fingers. Rest your hands comfortably in your lap. And observe your normal, natural in-breath and the out-breath. Closed, fingers into fingers. Rest your hands comfortably in your lap. And observe your normal, natural in-breath and the out-breath in this meditation. Be with your breath. Become one with that in breath and the out breath. Our initial goal of this meditation, dear friends, is to empty our mind of all thoughts. And slowly we merge into that emptiness. That we really are. Be with your breath. As you are with the breath, notice your breath may be getting lighter. Allow yourself to be with the lighter and shallow in-breath and the out-breath, dear friends. It is natural to have thoughts, but when you recognize, come back to gently observing your breath. As you observe the breath, allow yourself to slowly become empty of all thoughts in your mind. And as the mind is becoming empty, can you feel that emptiness inside your body? Can you feel any sensations in your body as you are becoming one with your breath? one with your breath and allow yourself to become totally empty of all thoughts in your mind. As your mind is empty, observe any sensations in your body. Everything that happens in meditation is absolutely safe. As we withdraw our attention from all the thoughts, by withdrawing our observation of the matter, our body and our life, and we start experiencing that emptiness and energy in many, many ways. As you are becoming one with your breath, can you feel that emptiness inside your body? Can you sense energies in any part of your body? Every time you recognize you are with your body, you are with your life, I want you to gently go back to observing your breath and allow yourself to slowly become empty of all thoughts. And as you are merging into your breath, can you become aware of the emptiness inside you, all around your body, occupying your room, the more you let go, the more you can become one with that emptiness inside you, all around you. Allow yourself to go into the infinite depths of that emptiness, spreading far and wide, beyond your room, into the edges of this universe. We are less matter and more emptiness and energy. Stay aware of that emptiness where there is no body, where there is no thing, where there's no place and no time. Become aware of that emptiness on your left side. Become aware of that void, that blackness, that emptiness, whatever that may be, on your right side. That's quantum energy field. All emptiness is energy. Connected as a singular field with infinite possibilities and opportunities. Everything we have ever experienced or will experience is here. in the form of energy, waiting to happen into a physical reality. The longer we stay in this field as no body, as no thing, the more possibilities we receive into our life. Stay aware of that emptiness. And of that energy. As no body. Allow yourself to go deeper and deeper into that emptiness inside you, all around you, where everything is connected to everything else. And experience your wholeness again. You feel your divine self. Relax your body. Feel your body. Relax yourself and let the autonomous nervous system repair the body. And as you relax, recollect your experience from the session. How did you feel? What did you see? And what did you experience? And whenever you're ready, you can keep your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds to circulate the energy back into your body, and then open your eyes.
Welcome back. And hope you had a great meditation today. So as we relax, we have with us Lawrence Guihard Jolie. She's, as some of you know, she is the co-founder of Buddha CEO. She is also one of the first business leaders whom I heard share her experience. I could relate to many things that she spoke. Helped me solidify my practice. And since I started practice, I've come to know her more, and I continue to learn a lot about friendship, about nature, many things. So I'm really glad Lawrence has decided to share her experience today as well, in spite of being middle of the night for her. Thank you, Lawrence. Veena, you want to request Veena to formally introduce her?
Hi friends, myself Veena Arvind, meditation coach and content coordinator at Buddha CEO Quantum Foundation. Hope you all had a good meditation today. Today we have with us Lawrence Guihard Jolie, who is an experienced senior general manager who successfully managed multiple large global organizations in the information technology sector. She lived in France, Singapore, and the United States. Based in New York until recently, Lawrence was a general manager at IBM Services, as well as corporate sponsor of mindfulness at IBM. After introducing and teaching meditation to thousands of leaders and professionals, she decided to settle in France and devote her time to teaching meditation and mindfulness in the corporate and academic world, as well as to engage in other meditation initiatives. She is also a wife and mother of 2 boys and is committed to supporting people with disabilities. Lawrence is the co-founder of Buddha CEO Quantum Foundation. I welcome you, Lawrence.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Rakesh. Thank you, Vina, for this nice introduction. And before we start together, all together in this huge Zoom session, I want to congratulate everybody here for your commitment to this 40 days program. And I'm very happy to meet everyone wherever you are around the world. I wish I would join more often, but the time zone is a bit challenging when you live in Europe. It's currently in France. I am in Saint-Malo, which is the west of France, and it's 2:30 a.m. in the morning. So we could say middle of the night, but I'm still delighted to be with you today. Probably many of you I know are joining again this program, and some are beginners. And you have heard me before on various topics in this business, executive business sharing. Today I decided to focus on two items during this short sharing. The first one is something that we all face when we start meditating, is how as a leader, business professional, and also an active family member, in my case, an active mother and wife, we can sustain the practice. The first few weeks are often challenging, even the first few months. And the second item, which is very connected, is how do we introduce pretty fast the practice of mindfulness and meditation in the workplace. And I will share my own experience, because for me, it was a critical milestone in deepening my own meditation practice, solidifying it, and being more committed to it, and then drive naturally to service to others. So my story in brief, for those who don't know me, you have had the introduction from Vina, but I would add on a more personal matter that I was raised and born in France, and in a Catholic family where nobody had never practiced or heard about meditation. So it was something very far away from me. I heard a little bit about that, of course, as I was growing up, and especially studying multiple culture. But for me, meditation, especially in the business, was more like, what are these people doing? And they should better be working instead of doing nothing. So that's how I was when I discovered it. And in a workplace where I was, nobody ever talked also about it. So I didn't know anything about it. So I just, in a brief, if you take the timing, which shows that every one of us here can absolutely have a similar journey, because if I could do it, you can do it. That's absolutely true. We are all limitless. We know that as we start meditating. But my first discovery was in November 2016. In March 2017, so only a few months later, I did a first short mindfulness session at a client event in Las Vegas. It was a business partner, very big event of IBM. And I was actually working there with Chandra, who is my co-founder here on this Buddha CEO Foundation. And I went on stage and did a few minutes of meditation to help actually introduce the topic of resilience. In April that same year, we started the first group meditation session in the location where we were working, so in Armonk, in IBM. In May, we started the first leadership program. So it was only a few months after starting and discovering the meditation. In June, we did the first employee program. And to make a long story short, I landed in January 2019. So 2 years later, to be, presenting mindfulness and meditation and making people meditate at the annual meeting of the senior leadership team of IBM. So it's the chairman and all the senior VPs and the top 300 executives. So it's a long story short, but just showing that it can be done. And to do something, we always need to do a first step. So I want to show how all that happened, and that every one of you, no matter what you do, being in a business or being in communities or in big families and so on, doing this journey of introducing meditation, talking about meditation, teaching meditation, it can be done. And at that time, there was no Buddha CEO. So it didn't exist. We couldn't go to Buddha CEO and say, hey, please, can you help me? That was a significant community, which I am so grateful to, which is the PSSM community. Patriji, Shriyans, and of course Chandra was, a leader of this organization. So being part of a community of meditators is extremely helpful. So I couldn't recommend more to continue to be part of Buddha CEO and engage or PSSM or your own community that you're gonna certainly create sooner or later. So I still see people curious about meditation, mindfulness, and even try it, but still falling pretty soon in, I don't have the time to do this and practice daily, but it can be done. So the phase one for me was to discover meditation. I was doing an acquisition in India, and actually Chandra was the CEO of the company I wanted to acquire for my own global business in IBM. So yes, you could say it helped, but on his side, it was also a move to, to teach me, to introduce me to meditation in Pyramid Valley International, this wonderful place where you have a huge pyramid, for those who don't know, in which 5,000 people can meditate together, and many other book club and library and all of this that are available in that place. So it was like it became heaven for me. So we were in discussion for business, and this is when I started meditating, and I needed it. It was quite obvious immediately as I was traveling a lot of time zone differences. I was kind of exhausted. And I immediately saw that it was giving me energy, and I could travel and stay very long hours awake, negotiating and discussing. And I realized very fast it was thanks to the meditation. At that same time, I became a vegetarian, and probably it helped too. But it was huge transformation within very few weeks. So this phase one was a kind of total excitement about this discovery. It felt immediately like life-changing. Came back to my family the first time and explained I was meditating. So it was very new to everybody, but they were supportive and extremely intrigued and curious in these first weeks. I also discovered during that phase one that many people around me were actually meditating, but for a reason never opened up about it. They were pretty shy, and it was for me intriguing why people are doing something that is so good for them, that they talked about with so much passion and conviction, but they are not talking about it around them. So it was the first lesson learned, and this is when I committed myself that if I was able to sustain this practice, and if I was continuing to find benefit from it, I would talk about it around me. I discovered, just to tell you, one of my closest friends from 15 years in the US, I was living already in the US, it's been 15 years, was meditating since 20 years and never talked to me about it even if we were doing a lot of family events and Thanksgiving and all of this together. Same for my doctor. I went to my doctor because, you know, I was losing weight and feeling very energetic, and my family was anxious about my proteins. So I said, okay, I'm going to go. And actually, my doctor was a meditator since 20 years also. Never talked about it. He was even vegetarian and vegan. So you could say, you know, in the US, they don't want to really talk about this kind of practice, but he was also a friend. So it made me think, wow, maybe there are a lot of other people meditating that I could learn from, but I need to discover them. So it was raising already like a curiosity about it. So how did I maintain my practice? So it's like phase 2. Phase 2 is, you know, 3-4 weeks into this. Of course, in the phase 1, I had some help, a lot of help from Chandra and encouragement from the PSSM community. But this phase 2, you know, as I was, you know, in an engineer mindset, and, you know, needed to make sure that what I was feeling was not just made up from my brain, but really happening. I got this certitude, this feeling, because I was becoming more mindful and observing myself. I was taking notes of these first benefits. It was a recommendation, by the way, from the meditators. So I really recommend you to take notes and try to be as present as possible about what is happening to you in a workplace or in a, you know, family life. You know, so the sleep was better. My back pain was disappearing. I had energy. I was in a more positive and nearly miraculous thinking. We did the acquisition, and I had a very bold objective and business plan for this acquisition. So I was kind of testing the abundance that everybody was talking about. And actually, I was testing it through this acquisition, and it was working. I remember the first quarter of 2017, I was even bolder than Chandra. And I was kind of, you know, on a cloud and thinking, yeah, it's going to happen. And we had a tremendous first quarter. I remember that very well. I was coming home meditating, you know, every day after, you know, business hours, and trusting and testing and trusting the universe that we would be successful. And I really was having a goal very clear, is that if I was successful in a business, I was already feeling that then I would have the credibility to be successful in introducing mindfulness and meditation in the workplace. It was starting to build up in myself. What really helped me, and I recommend again and again to everyone, beside practicing every day, is reading books. We talked a lot about that during this 40 days program, but I started to read books. Again, at that time, I was not in India, I was in the US, there was no Buddha CEO. But, you know, I was asking Chandra all the time, you know, what is the next book? What is the next book? I was reading so much that, you know, my son offered me an audiobook device and told me, you can do it. And I discovered this and started to read in my car during the commuting. So curiosity was really very, very up. I was doing research, reading a lot of articles from Harvard Business Reviews and so forth, listening to podcasts and to conferences, and talking to meditators. Then the next tip I would give is, especially these first few weeks or months when you build your practice for yourself, I was meditating everywhere and anywhere possible. In taxi, in planes, when I was even waiting in line for anything, you know, I would close my eyes, or I would just, you know, put my eyes down and breathe, but just thinking about my breathing. So I was really training myself to be able to focus on my breath. You know, when I was waking up at night for any reason, during a break at work, And also before any important meeting. I had been reading that in an Harvard Business Review. So I would go and in a quiet place and just isolate myself for a few minutes and just breathe and close my eyes and go inside before a very difficult or important meeting, or when I was doing, a conference on stage, and sometimes, on TV or things like that. Using the breath, anytime. And at the beginning, I didn't believe it was possible when it was noisy around, but I found my way. It's not as good as when you are in a quiet place with no light, but it was extremely useful. So I recommend that anywhere. And finally, using in the meditation at the end, I was using the gratitude, this guided meditation about love and kindness. And of course, when I was in the office, I would apply the love and kindness to a client, to a big boss I had to present something to, or to my team members. So it was really helpful. Another very good tip that I used a lot at the beginning was I was meditating sitting in a chair. It's that I had a meditative position. You have your hands, fingers into fingers on your lap. So when I was in a meeting, in a room at that time, there was no COVID, and we were a lot in the office. I was adopting this crossing my legs and crossing my hands, under the table, and in a position of meditation. I call it my meditative position. And then immediately it was triggering the being present, being aware of my breath, being aware of where I was, and being extremely attentive to the people around me. So it was kind of triggering peace, presence, and awareness, which is extremely useful, in any business situation, or when you are learning, if you're in a workshop or design thinking or whatever. Then I started to practice mindfulness during the day. That we have the meditation to build the foundation, and the mindfulness, which is, as Patriji is saying, the other, wing of the bird. So being present in again, business meeting, when I was giving feedback, when I was listening to my colleagues, of course, my team members, clients, and I was also practicing when I was eating. It was helping me taking real breaks, drinking more water, so gives you more energy also. Of course, it was not perfect at all, but it was training me to being in this state of being able to respond and to feel also the emotion. I always take this example that, instead of feeling like a 12 years old, that, the teacher is yelling at you for any reason, I was able to identify when this emotion is coming up, and I started to lose my capabilities and feel like this kid to, manage the emotion. And instead of reacting like a kid, respond, manage this emotion and being able to respond to what was going on. You can also change your habits. It's just a decision to make. I discovered that. So stop reading, endless magazines, or even listening to TV or to the news forever, which are always the same and always negative. And instead, reading more books or audiobooks, making new priorities was really key for me. So I stopped doing some things that was done by routine, was not making me really happy. And I replaced all of this by reading, practicing meditation, and of course later engage in giving back and doing service. Defining your goals also is key. It's difficult at the beginning. A lot of people know what they don't want, but have a hard time to know what they want. So writing it is really a key. Writing them, we repeat that, but make the step to really write them. You can put them on stickers. You can have your notebook. You can put them on your fridge. You can read them to your family, to yourself, but, just making the goals formally part of yourself and not being afraid of bold goals. I remember one of the first board goals, of course, beside having the business successful, was to organize a big event in New York for Patriji to come and be a speaker in a big event in New York. And I had no clue what to do in New York. I was not a New Yorker. I had no real network in the city itself, but just trusting the universe, it happened. And we were part of, first the team created itself in PSSM in the US, which was wonderful. And we created a big event, in the center of Manhattan, just in front of Madison Square Garden. And we had about 900 people came to meditate during 2 days, and Patriji was there, and a lot of people was there. Chandra was there, Vani was there. So, a few weeks earlier, you would have told me I'm going to be part of this and actually leading this. I would have been like, wow, this is crazy, but it happened. So bold goals, and continue to be part of programs as you are today. Get help from senior meditators. So you will understand that all of this, actually, you do it by love for your family, for your colleagues, for your friends. This is what is driving you. And of course, you learn to love, to do it for yourself, but also then extend to the nature and the animals. So it becomes obvious part of you. So the phase 3 is, for me, happened 2-3 months later. After talking to, of course, Shreyans was really help me, but of course, with the help of Chandra. It's bringing it to the workplace. And by bringing meditation and mindfulness to the workplace, actually, is the most critical action that I did and got me deeper and deeper into the practice. Because it's about service, it's about give back, but it's about committing yourself. And as meditator, you want to commit for the best, doing your best. In addition to that, if you are in a company since a while and they know you from a business side, and hopefully for you it's working, you put your name on it. So you want to make sure that the credibility you build in a business, will give credibility to what you do in the mindfulness aspect of it, which you do usually as being a volunteer inside your company. And the same in the other way. It's a two-way approach, because you're going to get to know, which is my case, tens or maybe hundreds or maybe thousands of people. They will get to know you first, not because you are, the boss of a big global business unit of your company, for instance, or the best engineer, or a great researcher, or a great professional and service leader, whatever you are doing. But they will get to know you through the meditation, mindfulness aspect, maybe. So you want these two to get well together. It was also very fun because you start to talk to a lot of new people that you didn't know before in your company. It's a journey. It's kind of building a startup inside a company, in a sense. And so that's also fun. And a few tips I have, because I really believe every one of you can do this. It's first, of course, practicing, because it's not about talking as intellectual exercise, but it's practicing to have the credibility, but also the strength, the energy, that meditation is bringing to you, and practice mindfulness during the day. Then, because you practice both of them, detecting opportunities will happen, because you will notice, oh, there is this event, there is this group, there is a program in the learning program of the organization, or there is this HR, human resource well-being organization, maybe I could connect with them. I have seen few friends who are in other companies, they are doing it. So maybe I could use the Buddha CEO material or this, friends to engage with my own company. Detecting opportunities, it will happen faster than you believe, because when we meditate and we are mindful, synchronicities happen. You have your vision, it manifests. And it happened to me the same way. I was introduced to an HR leader who introduced me to other people who were meditating. And then the ball started to roll. So starting small is good, is fine. We started by, a few steps, in this client event. And for me, it was courage. It was obvious I had to do it, but it was being on stage and starting to tell, 200 people in the room to close their eyes and breathe and think about an event in their career was new to me. But it was also fun and actually worked very well. And people remember this session because we did that at the beginning. So it was very powerful. And then I was asked later on to use it again and again in client meetings. So you will detect opportunities. You can start small, a local group, online, or or in the office if you are back to the office, and you will communicate about it, and you will be more and more comfortable. You have to think also, but it's easier when you meditate and you're attentive to everything, to adapt to the culture of your enterprise. For instance, a few years ago with Chandra, we had to talk about mindfulness. It was in the US. Meditation 5 years ago was starting to be there, but actually people wanted to call it mindfulness. Now it's really, everybody's talking about meditation in the US. So it's no more a problem, but you just have to identify what will create, the win-win situation. We also were talking about peak performance and resilience, because it's, of course, in a business environment, and it's how do you convince people around you that it's not just about stress management. It will really drive new behavior and performance. But you can also, of course, talk about, depending on the company, stress, mental health, physical health, also developing the cool part of the company to attract young generations. The key is to be patient, very patient and open-minded, to adapt to what will work and help you introduce this and make the first step in the organization. If you are a manager, of course, a first-line manager, second-line manager, or a senior manager, the simplest way to get started is to introduce that as optional in your own team. And if you start to show that you meditate, people will be intrigued, even if you work with them since a while. They will start seeing that you are changing, and they will be curious, but what are you doing? You always look more positive and joyful and energetic. And then you can start talking about it and practice, or propose a practice optional. In companies, you cannot force anybody. But then it's going to change so much the culture and inside the team and actually the effectiveness, which happened to me. And it was really needed. When I introduced that with Chandra, we were business continuity, global business unit of IBM, so helping companies to stay always on, no matter what happened. It can be a tornado, or it can be an outage, but it's really useful. So we needed people to be ready all the time and open to any type of situation. So of course, meditation, mindfulness was helping. Then after that, I was doing cloud migration services, and it was happening the weekend and during the night. Same, people have to be ready to go, and also feel like part of a family, so they can get help from anyone in the team. So you adapt the value and the benefit of meditation, mindfulness to your team. So the purpose are joining forces, for both the meditation and the business purpose. What is also key is there are probably some topics from your life, your personal life, maybe your health, or the business you are working in, that is motivating you. So you can identify that, and how mindfulness and meditation is helping you in that specific topic, and how do you want to change the culture toward that topic. To give an example, I have two sons, two boys, and the younger one is handicapped. He's now, in his 20s, but he's in a wheelchair and he cannot talk, right? So I am very sensitive to inclusion of people who have disabilities. I have been always active in that domain. So in an organization, I'm always, willing to help people understand the value of people who are different location, different culture, different backgrounds, but also different capabilities and abilities. And the difference make the richness of the organization. People who have disabilities have so much to teach us. Some of them have brains that are working different from us, but they have different way of looking at the world, and they are really bringing a lot to the table. So for me, motivation was, inclusiveness, and it comes with friendship. And by the way, I have a program in a few days on the 22nd of November about, science of friendship and inclusiveness. So you find something that works also for you and that you can bring to the table in the business environment. You will find allies and sponsors always. And a lot of them, as you know, are meditating. A lot of people who are under tremendous pressure and very successful in business are actually meditators. Some are talking about it openly, some are less talking about it, but I found a lot of them in IBM. And this is helping. And then I started to work with clients, even being invited to be on stage in their annual event to make people meditate and talk about mindfulness, to make the event special so people would remember, and also being more concentrated and focused on the event itself. So these are tips that can apply to anyone. I'm really 200% convinced about it. So you have just to let these words think inside yourself and start, with this seed inside yourself, thinking about what you can do if you have not already tried to introduce that in your organization. And of course, the Buddha CEO is here to help in any way we can. We are here to help. All the materials is available already. But of course, we give workshops and programs into our corporation all the time. The last advice is, of course, as you do all of this, don't lose sight of your business, your professional, objectives and the quality of the business and the work that you are doing. Again, it builds more credibility, but it's going to be easy as you become a meditator. So when you have done all this, the next phase is just, you have installed your practice, being part of a community of meditators, committing to non-profit activities and give back, continuing to read, to question, to wonder about everything. It's a fabulous journey. It's a spiritual journey, and it's transforming yourself all the time. And after a few years, it's still wonderful, because of course I started new activity, this foundation. Now I'm part also of a startup, which is a platform for well-being, and we do a lot of mindfulness and meditation also. And I work with very young people, so it's a discovery, but you put all your energy and mindfulness in there, and it's also an adventure. In activity outside, I'm now rediscovering the best balance, if I may, between intellectual work and, if I may, manual work. And I didn't have time to do a lot of manual work in activities in nature in my years in business. I didn't take the time because I was not meditating. I wish I would have discovered that a long time ago. But this balance is built up with the meditation and mindfulness, and you take much more advantage of it and much more joy of it when you meditate. Last advice: keep your sense of humor, and don't take yourself too seriously. That's something we don't want to lose, or we want to build as we meditate. Just to be completely open, I don't try to force anything. Everybody has his own pace in learning, everybody's own triggering at some point. Just talk to everyone, explain what it does to you, but be patient and, you know, open-minded, and keep the sense of humor, and don't force anything. You plant the seed, you show how to do it, you invite people to join, for instance, our programs or the programs you're going to build yourself, but let people, you know, mature, but just explain and, you know, kind of whole model, what is it doing for you? It's going to be convincing. But, you know, life is to be joyful and have a sense of humor and laugh and smile all the time. That's going to change your life too. Well, for those who are there on the, I think, Saturday 20, I'm going to talk about nature and animals, because it's something that is dear to my heart. It's part of the science of friendship. And then the week after, I will do also a program on friendship and inclusiveness. So I will be happy to see you again. Thanks a lot. And I'm back to Rakesh.
Thank you, Lawrence. Wonderful. I mean, so many takeaways from your sharing today. Different phases, what we go through. Initial period where we are all excited, and then practically implementing it in our day-to-day life, and then sharing it with everybody around you. As I've mentioned earlier, I've been inspired by you. One of these that I did when I started the end of the first 40-day program, I immediately took it to my team. Some of my many team members joined. I did a 21-day program. I didn't know anything about teaching, but I decided, inspired by you and Chandra, hardly one person ended up regularly practicing. Many joined and went and kept on coming. But what it really did was solidify my practice. I became really committed. And I'm going through many of what you're sharing, and I'm really inspired. And as you say, it's about sharing what we have already learned. Thank you for sharing and continuing that friendship. I really value that. Thank you. And really, I think the most important, I'm really grateful that you chose to build this platform so that we all can benefit. So many of us are continuing this practice because the platform that you and Chandra decided to start. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Rakesh. Rakesh is an example also of, like Veena and many people in the Buddha CEO, that you can start teaching very fast. Yeah, I see Anusha. I don't know if Namita is there. I guess everybody is there from the team. This is a fabulous team and a perfect illustration that, within, for all of them, far less than a year, they started to teach, to speak publicly, to encourage people, and to give their energy and time to this foundation. So I'm telling you, I'm not special. It's coming through the meditation, the friendship around, and every one of you can start something tomorrow. So just jump in the pool and enjoy.
Yes. Thank you. So friends, anybody wants to share their experience or ask questions, you can. I know we are close to the end of the today's session, but I think Anusha wanted to share something. Anusha, your experience in this session.
Yeah, it's always, pleasure listening to Lawrence ma'am, loaded with lots and lots of tips for all of us to implement in day-to-day life. Very, very happy to listen to you all the time, ma'am, and inspiring. We have to listen to your speech for multiple times to, understand many things and implement in our lives. Thank you so much. And I want to share with you all a quote of Mahatma Gandhi. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. This reminds me of we have to lose ourselves to find ourselves. I really like this. I just wanted to share with you all.
Yeah, that's a beautiful quote. Thank you, Anusha.
Thank you.
Gandhi is one of my favorites.
Yes. Anusha, you wanted to share something? Or,
we can announce tomorrow. I would like to announce the donors who have contributed between 6th November to 12th November. Mr. Bharat D. Shaw of Silverstone Shares and Securities Private Limited, Coimbatore, and Chandra Pulamarsetti. I announce the names of the people who have contributed more than 5,000. I also thank immensely all the other donors who have contributed other amounts too. Friends, you're all aware that we are a non-profit organization, and we primarily depend on the donations received from the program participants to conduct our programs. Apart from this morning program, we are conducting many more programs to the youth, corporates, and other sectors. So as we have many wonderful and dedicated volunteers who are actively participating in taking up these activities and conducting the programs. But we have also engaged few employees to carry out the day-to-day activities of the foundation. We incur many costs like technology cost for content development, music development, and YouTube and Facebook promotions and other costs. So we request all of you to become a contributor to this noble cause so that we can bring a transformed life. We can bring the transformation into many more lives at large. So I request all of you to contribute. You can log on to www.buddhasevo.org/donate. You can also become a volunteer. We have a form over there to fill up and become volunteer. And we have launched our magazine, so you can also give the magazines to your friends and relatives and acquaintances. So I thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you, Anusha, for your service and contribution to the foundation.
Thank you.
So, friends, do share your experience. And I see Vicky raising the hand. Hi, Vicky. Good to see you.
Hi, it's good to see you too. It's been so long. So for any of you guys who don't know me, I'm Vicky. I live in St. Louis and I'm in 6th grade right now. So I just wanted to give you an update on what I've been doing. So I have started something new. So for my class in language arts, I teach meditation to my class as well. It's usually for a short time, like 2 minutes, but after lunch, because everyone's like unfocused and they're super excited and everything, everyone gets together and I just guide them through a very short meditation, and then everyone starts getting super focused. And I really love doing it. It's super short, and it's kind of like a part that I look forward to the day. And also language arts is like one of my favorite things because I love to read. And so I love doing language arts. I like to write as well. So that's why it's one of my favorite parts of the day to do. So that's an update. I joined band in my school as well. So I play a trombone. It's a really big instrument and I enjoy playing it as well. I had a very good meditation today. So thank you for that. It's just an update. Thank you.
Wow. Wonderful. A 10-year-old teaching meditation. You are inspiring, Vicky.
Thank you.
I think you are implementing what you're listening.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, Vicky, you are illustrating everybody can do it, right?
Yeah.
And plus it looks like you have a lot of fun. So that's amazing. And your practice of 2 minutes is actually, I hope you're going to keep it, because there are companies, even when you do a meeting, they always start by 2 minutes of breath meditation. So everybody is concentrated and ready to work together. So that's amazing practice. Wonderful and inspiring, Vicky. Keep doing it and keep talking about it like you just did, because everybody here, I mean, you heard Vicky, I am on the other spectrum of the age, but you are all in between and we can all do it.
Yeah, like at my meditation close to the end, I like to tell them to think of something that's made them smile in the day, and then try to tell them to like do something for someone else or for themselves just to continue feeling that way, so that they're like happy and everything. So yeah, it's really fun. I enjoyed doing it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm sure many are inspired today with what you shared. And I'm sure everybody will take it. So simple. There's hardly anything. Thank you, Vicky. Continue to stay with this and continue to inspire many others. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Friends, anybody else who wants to share? I see Usha madam. To share your experience today.
It was wonderful. Hi, Lawrence ma'am. Nice to see you, and thank you, Rakesh sir, for the wonderful session. It was a wonderful meditation, and what you all are doing is so inspiring. You're actually helping so many people. It's amazing for the time. It's really, your service is much gratitude for the service that you guys are doing. And Lawrence ma'am, it's 2:30 in the morning for you. Rakesh sir, it's early Saturday morning for you guys, but still you chose to do this, and that's extremely nice. Because of you, of this platform that you have created, and you're actually helping so many of us who are, we're all in different continents, and you're connecting us through the Zoom session. So it's very nice. Thank you so much. I got into meditation a few months back through Buddha CEO Foundation, and I never thought, like Lawrence ma'am, as you said, I used to think, how do people sit and meditate? How can you just sit there and not think of anything? How is that possible? I don't think I can do it, or it doesn't make sense for me to do it. But once I've started doing it, I realize how much value there is to it, and the amount of unnecessary chatter that we can stop. That clutters our mind, and that drains our energy. So it's been a wonderful journey for the past few months. Much gratitude to all of you. Thank you so much. And I hope to, at some point in my life, I hope to be like you guys and start doing this service myself too. So we'll get there someday. Thank you again.
Thank you. Yes, it's just a matter of time. It can start today.
Not ready yet, so but I will.
Yes. Absolutely. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for staying with us.
Thank you.
So friends, anybody else? Narendra sir? Your message listening to.
It is really very, very, we are all fortunate to hear such a beautiful account of Madam Lawrence's journey. And as she has said, not only that phases and by stage, by a small step by step, and without any, as like few of you who would have joined, without any being a very different culture and all, but without having anything knowing about the meditation, but how various events happening in our life had got turned into a very, now today, one of the proponents, and she is doing all her service, selfless service, and leaving that IBM in such a high senior position, and today extending in terms of the Buddha CEO and other forum to extend this meditation is a really remarkable achievement. That it is really, in a way, about her commitment, and of course, the divine power in her has led her to this particular great service. And even at the home level, there are few difficulties, but still, even in her own profession, she not only achieved greatness, but the mindfulness and the importance of meditation in manifesting, in achieving greater, the accomplishment, and having that spread to each and everybody. And every minute, wherever she found the opportunity, she was saying now that even 5 minutes, 2 minutes of meditation, how that is helping. And that the same way Vicky is doing that. So that's what she said, even though the age in difference, but that particular awareness as to the meditation can come to anybody. And so this Buddha CEO Foundation, Master Chandra and Master Lawrence, along with so many all of you, has given us a good opportunity to become a good people. In a way, we on the end, because in spite of all our but she also said that don't neglect your business, don't neglect your profession, because in the Bhagavad Gita also it talks that you have to do your whatever good duty of that achievement. At the same time, we have to follow certain spiritual path. And she also said that about the reading books, instead of wasting energy on some of the things which drains our energy, we should focus on very useful books. And like we have that our Brahmarshi Patriji himself as a role model, where such a number of books, maybe more than 1 lakh. So today we have feel that our major part of the life we little spent, but not fully utilized in reading the books. Now, after coming to the Buddha CEO Foundation, this meditation, we have definitely feeling the necessity of reading. And we have live examples, like as rightly said, madam, that Master Rakesh, he is now equally evolving equivalent to our Master Chandra. So this is the beauty of meditation, along with his what startup also he is doing. So we have enough number of people. Some may be talking, as madam has said, some may be talking about the meditation, some may be calm and quiet they are doing. Now, but there is a necessity to talk, propagate, and spread. And because we'll be doing injustice to some other, our own colleagues and friends and others, family, if we don't talk about the meditation and our own live experience, if we don't share. So with this, I thank madam. You today you gave us such a beautiful account, and in such a lengthy way. And even in spite of the time difference, I am very grateful to you. And all of us Buddha CEO followers are also grateful to Buddha CEO, and particularly to you, madam. Thank you.
Thank you, Narendra sir.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Narendra.
Yeah. Thank you for continuing to spread that message and helping us reach many, many corporates and educational institutes. Thank you. And yes, and you brought it really well. I think unless we implement, unless we actually practically take it, it's not just for, not a theoretical exercise. It really helps us live completely. Thank you. Yes, Ratnavel, you wanted to share.
Okay. So very good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. So it was a really very nice, wonderful meditation session today. And it's as Anusha ma'am said, I think it's always, it is quite interesting to listen always to Lawrence ma'am. So my key takeaways is like take notes, right? You have to take notes whenever you don't need to feel, okay, I listened to this statement or this particular thing earlier, I should not actually write it or take notes, something like that. So we have to take notes. That is because one of my favorite, one of the role model like Richard Branson, he always says that whenever he goes to a meeting or anywhere, he don't try to keep it in a mind or something like that. He always try to write the notes and everything. The same thing even I practicing everywhere. Whenever Chandra sir used to say that many 40 days, I can scroll back my notes like day 1, day 2, day 3 like this. I keep on writing. I don't actually feel okay. This is something I already written it in the last 40 days or before 40 days like that. So always used to take notes. So that is actually quite really, really helpful. And the second thing is to set the new priorities. That's really awesome. Like new priorities. Yes, after meditation, the new priorities will keep on change. So you have to, earlier you used to watch, one of my priority was, I have to stay updated with the news. That was many times like I could not able to make it up. For some reason, I felt little guilty that, why I should not, feeling sometimes I miss some important news or something. Oh no, why I'm not keeping updated with the news, latest news, whatever happening. That was my kind of thing. But after meditating, even one of my small goal also, read through the newspapers. But everything washed away, that all old goals or something after meditation. So the new goals, new priorities will come into picture where I don't actually need to visit, all the pages of the newspaper. Just key whatever anything is important and what is the positive. I just look out for what is the positive news. And very gladly, I can be able to see that rarely 1 or 2 news will be the positive, but otherwise, it will be just kind of negative things. And yes, people don't know what you want. People don't know what you want. Write it in paper, right? That's very, very important because you can take example of mine. I don't know what I need to do or something like that. So I just keep writing. Okay, I need this. Even small things, I just keep writing. But when I look back, actually, few things, it actually happened automatically or some reason. That was also, I don't know how. So then that inspired me that I have to write it, whatever I want to do or whatever I'm thinking. So that actually is, the writing is very, very important. So, and then read books, skip news and TV. I think that's even I made it in my home that, it was like it might be kind of strict or something, but yes, like you can watch news only once in a day, but you can watch any comedies or anything that makes you happy, smile. That is because so when I was reading my first book, that is You Are the Placebo. So there, that is quite impressed with me that there was Japanese research that is 33 new genes got produced after listening to 1 hour of comedy in Japanese research that has happened. So that 33 new genes produced, out of the 33 new genes, 18 genes are related to the immunity. That actually, I'm actually everywhere. If you see the advertisement, take this for increase your immunity, take this for something like this, right? But the moment, watching, just spending an hour of just watching, which makes you happy, you are producing 18 new genes. So that actually inspired me. So that then I just kept doing more and more that. And talk to new people in the company. That's really awesome. Like, because you will build a new network, and then you talk about, even she also given that what is the topic that you need to talk, even mental stress, physical stress, take anything, right? And then talk to new people. Yes, as Rakesh sir mentioned, I also taken that, to my team. And the initial plan was for me, for the meditation to the team is not more than 21 days. Okay, 21 days only the first thing. Some days, people will come in, they actually just come to that, and few days they don't. Even weekends I used to do that, and one of the 2 weekends I believe there will be no people, there are no, but still I just used to. I'm just hoping that yeah, sometime they may join in the middle or something. That actually kept me. Somehow I am able to finish it 40 days because I initially planned, okay, let me do it only for that. When I was starting, I don't know even how long actually I should do it. Just like that, I kept going. Then 21 days was the first plan in my mind. Then 21 days skipped, and then 40 days it went. So that's how. And yes, insights, actually you will get it more insights that, like, talk to these people, I think very well covered, Lawrence. So it's really, really awesome. And listening to Vicky as well, always the sharing, the moment we see Vicky is always inspiring, always, as Lawrence also said, like why we cannot actually get this kind of this method when I was that age of Vicky or earlier, right? But at least glad, at least now we got this. Reading books is always inspiring. When I initially started reading books, You Were the Placebo, Chandra sir told that a meditator will actually, by the time I believe the first second 40 days I completed. So I assume that I'm a meditator by the time as well. So you'll complete the book in 2 weeks. That's what he said. Then I said 2 weeks, but I'm reading almost 1 month, but still I could not complete it. Then everyone goes with the some different pace. Don't worry. Even if you buy 3-4 books, buy some 3-4 books, read 3-4 pages. If something you got stuck or something, switch to next book, and then again you come back to that old book. So by that way, you will get a pace. You Were the Placebo, it taken at least I read 2-3 times. But yes, first time I read, I don't know what is brain and what is limbic brain, what is subconscious, conscious, nothing. I don't know anything about that. So, but yes, his story of Dr. Joe Dispenza, the book will give more answers. And Usha ma'am, I think, yeah, the service, yes, the one time definitely will be. When I was talking initially to Rakesh, said that, yeah, I would like to contribute something. The first time I started, but then, I couldn't able to, spare some time actually. Then I felt a little guilty as well. Then I pushed, okay, let me do something more. I don't know what to do, but yeah, I want to do something. Then yeah, got into many aspects that will take you automatically. And it's like it will transform you. The moment you do something, automatically you don't know that automatically it will. When I'm telling something to others, it means it's not telling to others, you are telling to yourself. So it's very, very important. So initially, the moment starting with meditation, and the moment 7:30 or something, or just that the moment it means meditation, I will just close the video and close and then move away, right? When you start getting into volunteering and all these things, staying through or in, that is initially I felt, oh, I need to stay through the end. That is really little tough. Then that's what my mind's limited mindset. But when I'm actually staying through, I get many answers. Somebody will ask questions to someone, like, our mind, that question will be in our mind. I don't know how to ask or what to ask, right? So it will get answered. So that's how it will benefit, and it will take you automatically. So have a wonderful journey for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Ratnavel. Amazing. I know, been fully involved. Yes, many takeaways. You summarized it. Thank you for that. News is something that that's what I realized. If you really want to get that news, you'll get it anyway. You don't have to sit in front of the TV to get the news. Thank you, friends. I know we are way past our time, but thank you for listening and thank you for sharing. And Lawrence, I'm really grateful for staying up late and sharing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. It's 3:38 a.m., but I can feel the vibes of the group still, so it's good, positive energy. I wish everybody a wonderful, wonderful journey, and I hope to see you very soon. Thank you so much, wherever you are in the world.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Everybody gets a heart. Everybody gets a soul. Everybody gets a mind to let them know that we can be smart, that we can be kind, that we can be living by giving and loving all the time. So on the days when it's feeling tough and it seems like you don't have enough, well, let's be thankful for our friends and family and grateful for the air that we breathe and appreciate everything that we have today. Let's be generous to anyone who has less than us. It's good to be compassionate. 'Cause ever since the day you were born, yeah, we've got a lot to be thankful for. Yeah, we've got a lot to be thankful for. Everybody gets the land, and everybody gets a seed. So everybody lend a hand to those in need. 'Cause we can be nice,
We can be nice.
we can all share, and we can keep growing together. It's better when everyone cares. So on the days when it's feeling tough and it seems like you don't have enough, well, let's be thankful for our friends and family and grateful for the air that we breathe and appreciate everything that we have today. Let's be generous to anyone who has less than us. It's good to be compassionate. 'Cause ever since the day you were born, yeah, you got a lot to be thankful for.